See, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party really are one and the same. The Democratic Party believes in minority rule in the primary process, which is where the left populists try to make their way through the system. The Republicans believe in minority rule when you get to the general election. But at the end of the day, they are all playing on the same team. You call it the uniparty, you call it whatever you want.
They're all friends.
They are.
So you don't like my music. I totally know everyone can't work. And the federal jobs guarantee isn't what you think it is. Stay tuned. Much more coming on that. But I do agree. And then we have services and you can expand Social Security, disability, and all of that. I am with that. Federal jobs guarantee is not what people think it is. It's not like, oh, we're going to have people digging ditches over there. No. It's the way that the government sets the wage that is the standard wage, and everybody can essentially do what they want to do, and that is what their time is worth. And so any other employer that wants to hire them will pay them at least that for their time. It's complicated. There's a thing, but I understand not everybody is capable of work, and there are accommodations for that as well. So yeah, I'm not like in a libertarian way, go get a job, not like that. In a real federal jobs guarantee where they set what our national wage is, and thereby you won't even need a minimum wage because the wage will be whatever they're paying us for our time. And then everybody else who wants to hire you better compete with that. So anyway, it's in depth.
The unification of labor is very important, and we talk about this a lot. And so right now, you know, Gavin Newsom clearly is waiting in the wings to be the replacement for Joe Biden. Will he be? Won't he be? I don't know. But the more that the political landscape is changing day by day, RFK running as an independent, Dr. Cornel West running in the Green Party, Donald Trump clearly beating Joe Biden in the polls, there is something to be said for the hand is going to be forced. Henceforth, something's going to give. And whatever that ends up being, we don't know exactly yet. But what we do know is that the decision-making on the part of Governor Newsom is not in line with where the American people are, especially with Laphonza Butler, who is now being put in the position.
Yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah.
I don't even live there and I have a problem with this.
Yeah, the fact that you're putting in somebody to take over because she's
give the background. You didn't tell the story. A lot of people might not know what happened.
Okay, well, Laphonza Butler is a Black woman who is also happens to be gay. I don't think that was necessarily a prerequisite, but hey, whatever, adds another checkbox to.
Well, they figured, look, Kamala didn't work and Pete didn't work. So maybe if we merge them into the uber minority of a Black lesbian, that'll sell.
So for somebody who currently lives in Maryland, doesn't even live in California, is now being appointed to the U.S. Senate for at least the next year. Who knows if she's actually going to throw her hat in the ring and declare herself a candidate for next November.
I don't think so. She's a placeholder.
Probably not. Well, again, we believe that she's a placeholder for, at least I do, is a placeholder for Adam Schiff. Now, there are multiple reasons as to why I believe that this is the case.
But at least they have jungle primary.
That they do. So ultimately, it will have to be 1 versus 1. It'll be 2 Democrats facing off in the general, almost, again, not a guarantee, but very, very likely. And so this lady, Miss Butler.
I feel like people might not even realize we're talking about that since Dianne Feinstein died, that Gavin Newsom, as the governor of California, gets to appoint a senator to fill her spot for the remainder of her term.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the background of which that Peter, see, this is how it's like talking on the phone with him too. He just sort of starts like, everything. So now Gavin Newsom is appointing someone from Maryland, and that's where we are. Okay.
She is the president of Emily's List. Now, Emily's List is it is an organization that is in lockstep with the Democratic Party establishment. Now, what does Emily's List focus on? What is their organization?
Pro-choice women.
Okay.
Pro-choice Democratic women. Emily's List was originally, has always been about electing pro-choice Democratic women to office. Years ago, like most things, it started out good. And like all things, it went to crap.
But that's not all that involves in Miss Butler's background. There's a lot more, including working as a lobbyist on behalf of Uber to union bust. That was her job.
Oh.
She's a union buster.
Oh.
But that's not all. She was a high-ranking member of Kamala Harris's presidential team in 2020.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, see, now that I find that's telling. Okay, so yeah, she's just a placeholder. It's irrelevant who she is. She's a placeholder. He's going to stick her there because what he wants to do is appoint Adam Schiff, but he knows that he can't do that without all hell breaking loose.
Now, my understanding, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong about this, but I am pretty sure that Emily's List is essentially backing Adam Schiff for the U.S. Senate. So,
is that true?
Take with it what you want.
Like they officially endorsed him over Barbara Lee.
That's my
understanding.
It's my understanding right now. Again,
Emily's
public,
List. Emily's List crossed over a long time ago, and they have absolutely endorsed men over women.
Sure,
but not. I don't know that I've ever seen them endorse men over pro-choice.
Well, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say that. Adam Schiff isn't pro-choice.
Right? No. I know, but I know for sure that Katie Porter and Barbara Lee are.
Yes, Katie Porter and Barbara Lee are.
I'm sure they are. So that's the problem. So she's holding the place for Adam Schiff.
But this is a real problem. And so we're going to play you a really brief clip so you get an idea of exactly what's going down and how corporate media is framing this set of circumstance.
California's governor confirmed overnight he has named a replacement for the late Senator Dianne Feinstein. Fundraiser and labor leader Laphonza Butler will be appointed possibly later today. The head of Emily's List, which raises money for female Democrats, will serve the last 15 months of Feinstein's term and could run for a full term in 2024. Now, if she does, Butler would become the Senate's only black woman and its first ever black member to be openly gay.
So as you can see.
Okay, let me be very, very clear about this. I love the idea of having a black woman in the Senate. I think there should be many. Just like I think there should be fair representation of all people. But to pick someone for that reason, and now you have to double check the issue with the labor thing because they're calling her a labor activist and you're calling her a union buster.
I am going based on what Matt Stoller and David Sirota had to say.
Oh, okay.
And with all due respect to CNN,
I'm
taking their word over their. But that's propaganda in real time.
But so they're referring to her as a labor
activist
when she was fighting against unionization.
And if their argument is that, well, she's the president of Emily's List,
that's not a labor
organization.
No, that's not a labor organization.
But this is the thing. This is how
it's a PAC.
Hillary Clinton, when she was running against Bernie Sanders, says, I'm a progressive that gets things done.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz claimed to be progressive when we ran against her.
So who's to be believed? I can assure you that whatever CNN is saying is something that I wouldn't believe.
No, if this person was if this person was affiliated with only Kamala Harris's campaign, that would be sufficient to make me understand. So this is how you put it together. This is how, like, people who ask me, like, where do I get this is how you piece it together. So they know. Gavin Newsom knows that he can't just appoint Adam Schiff because that wouldn't work. But that's who they really want there. So what's the best way to do that? You have to appoint the placeholder who will also be amenable to what you're doing to ultimately to your plan.
Sorry, I'm dying over here.
You should, first of all, it's disgusting that you're putting that in that. That's meant for water. It's not meant for sludge. Or whatever that shit, the sludge that you're drinking.
That is not sludge.
Oh, that's sludge. So that's the thing. So this woman is, she's the placeholder. And she's the person that obviously has been vetted by Nancy Pelosi and all the people that are ultimately in charge of this decision.
Colin, you're going to have to be more specific pertaining to her pro-union labor activist. Are we talking about
pro-union? That means she's on behalf of management, or is she on behalf of, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like those specifications are important.
We need to look because I wouldn't necessarily second guess David Sirota.
Yeah, I don't want to jump around on this. All I know is
we'll double check it.
If she is the president of Emily's List, it's corporate special interest for the Democratic Party all the way.
Again, she was part of Kamala's team.
And that's indisputable.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.